I have my candles going here, as you can see. Okay, so just bringing yourself to that comfortable position. And as always, we're going to begin with our breath work. So just sitting up nice and tall, allow the crown of your head to reach towards the sky. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. We'll take the palms facing down on the knees. And we're going to count our breaths straight away. So let's inhale for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 5. So aiming to really lengthen that exhalation to just calm our whole parasympathetic nervous system. So all together, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just continue on your own count. Allowing the belly to expand like a big balloon on your inhalation, filling up as fully as you can. And as you exhale, releasing, letting go of any stagnant air in the lungs. And just notice how your breath and bringing the attention to your breath has the ability to calm your entire body. Allow your tailbone to settle, soften the glutes, the hips. And arriving in your held safe space this evening, letting go of the distractions around you, if there is any, and completely going inward. Follow the journey of your breath throughout your body. Feeling the cool air enter your nostrils, going down into the lungs. And that warm air exhaling, the warm air coming back up. Begin to scan your physical body, starting with your head. Just swiftly scan mentally down through the body. And noticing how your body has arrived onto your mat this evening. Excuse me. Are you feeling comfortable? Is there any tingling or sensations arising? Are you feeling healthy today within your body? And just begin to check in mentally and emotionally, and just noticing how you've arrived. And just trusting in the sound of my voice now, keeping that Ujjayi breath nicely activated, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, relaxing your hands down to the sides. And we're just going to take our right ear towards our right shoulder. Feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. Begin to float that left arm up, flexing that left palm, and gently press that left hand away from you. Dropping the head. Take the right hand and just place it on the ground, and we're going to lift the left hand up and over, fully folding into the right elbow, drop the head. Keep in line, no tipping forward or going back. Take a deep breath here and exhale, release, coming back to center. Opposite side. So just dropping that left ear towards left shoulder to begin. Feel the stretch, walking the right fingertips away. Float that right hand up, flexing the right palm, and gently press the right hand away from you. Feel that stretch down through the neck into the arm. Placing the left palm flat on the mat and reach your right hand up and over, folding into the left elbow. Drop the head, take a deep inhalation here. Exhale, release, coming back to center. Lovely. We'll take the hands together. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky, look up towards your thumbs, and you're going to interlace your fingers and press your palm away from you. Just taking a big stretch here. If you need to take a big yawn or make some noise, please do look up towards your hands. And as you exhale, releasing those fingertips away from each other, gently tipping off the mat. So inhale, look up, reach up, lifting up out of the sit bones, out of the pelvis. Exhale, opening those arms wide, taking the palms back ever so slightly to really open across the chest here. Inhale, look up, reach up, lifting as far as you can, stretch the side body. Gorgeous. Exhale, release, coming halfway down. And from here, just begin to rotate the wrists. Excuse me. Taking a big rotation in those wrists, stretching the fingers. Rotate, go the opposite direction. And once again, we're going to drop our left hand down, reach the right hand up, folding into the left elbow, and taking another lovely side fold. Drop the head fully, inhale, fully breathe. Exhale, release back to center. Lovely. Left hand reaches up and over. Keep it moving, dropping the head here. Gorgeous. Inhale fully. And exhale, release. Coming back to center. We're going to take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, and just lengthen the arms away from you. Just turn slightly. Lengthen the arms away from you. Draw your shoulders back and down. Just taking a moment here to breathe, opening across the collarbone, bringing the chin back in towards the chest. And bending the elbows here, just taking the hands to the left. And keeping those shoulders down. Lengthen the arms once again, stretching out. And then opposite side. Now, of course, you can take hold of opposite elbows here as well and just gently rock the elbows, again, softening the shoulders. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to take the hands forward now and come down into a lovely big child's pose. So just bringing the hands forward, come however you find your child's pose. We're going to take a wide one, bring the knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, sink the hips. And begin to just ground down here. So really grounding, relax the forehead onto the mat. And take a few deep, deep breaths here. So imagine that you're clearing out your lungs. You're breathing right down into the lower region, completely emptying out any stagnant air. And you're grounding down, tuning out from the external world and really going inwards. Going deep within, this is our time as nature intended for us to really restore, replenish, rejuvenate for the spring, which will be coming on our spring equinox at the start of February. Begin to walk your fingertips forward and come up onto the fingertips, melting your armpits into the ground. And gently begin to walk those fingertips as far right as you can. So you're folding over that right knee. Soften here. Option to take the left palm and place your left palm onto your right hand to give you a deeper stretch into that left side body. Exhale, release, beginning to walk the fingertips back to center and towards the left side. So as far left as you can. Taking the right hand, place the right hand on the left palm. Stretching out that right side. Lovely. Walking the fingertips back to center, and we're gently going to come up into our tabletop position. So ensure your knees are below the hips. Spreading your fingers wide. Inhale, drop the belly, traction the chest forward, tailbone lifts up, look up. Exhale, release, bring the chin in towards the chest, doming into the spine. Inhale. Exhale, release. Just continue on your own breath. Find the rhythm here. Find the smoothness in your spine as you warm it up. Notice how your shoulders and the back of your neck feel as you move here. And begin to take the hips from side to side. And we're going to move the bar like a barrel. So basically imagining that your torso is a barrel. Draw I think we lost internet, Maureen. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. You were there and then it was gone. So we're back to our just rolling the belly. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I don't know why that happened. And then beginning to bring the hips for a bigger rotation. So sinking the hips back onto the heels. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you sink those hips. Making big circles with the hips now, bringing some movement into the body, warming it up. Notice any cracking in the knees and the hip joints. Bending the elbows, begin to explore the shoulders here, the upper back. Closing the eyes and just really moving intuitively here. Finding what your body needs today. And then we're getting ready for our downward dog. So if you need to remove any socks, please do. We're going to tuck the toes in, sink the hips back, spread the fingers wide, index finger facing forward, and begin to lift the hips up towards the sky. Keep the knees bent, drop the head, and slowly begin to pedal out the feet here. And just take your time, conserve your energy, find that resting dog. Equalize your breath. Lovely balance between your inhalation and your exhalation. And when you're ready, finding stillness, drawing the heels towards the ground, dropping the head and breathing fully here. Take 3 deep, full breaths. In through the nose, and you can exhale from the mouth. Beginning to bend the knees, slowly stepping towards your hands, your wrists. walking up to the top of your mat. And we're just going to hang out here for a little while. Take hold of opposite elbows, drop the head, and just rock from side to side, letting go. Relax the arms. Give your shoulders a little sway, a little shake here. A little roll, I should say. Bring the chin towards the chest and slowly begin to roll up through the spine. Stacking vertebrae upon vertebrae. Coming to the top of the mat. Excuse me. Take the arms out wide. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And give your arms a big shake out. Bending the knees. Begin to move the legs. Just shake out the legs. Shake out those ankles. Shake out the arms. Lovely. Yes, getting rid of any bad energy in the body. Creating a shift in our day. Ooh. Maybe make some rolls with the lips. Make some noise. Ah. Releasing any emotional buildup within your body. Just letting it all go now. Beautiful. So really wobble like jelly. Oh, we're going to come to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to take the hands together. Inhale. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Look up towards your thumbs. And as you exhale, fold, swan dive, dropping the head. Inhale, coming to a flat back. So hands to shins or knees. Look up, and as you exhale, you're going to fold once again, navel towards spine. Bend the knees, take the hands to the mat, and gently step back into your high plank position. And just hold your high plank for a moment. Begin to engage your core. Strengthen those arms, toning up the thighs, the glutes here. Draw the heels back and take another deep breath. Bending the knees, drop the knees, bend the elbows, chest and chin to the mat. As you slowly come down, release the toes, scoop the chest forward and come into your baby cobra. And I'm not going too high to begin, just a small little baby cobra. Moving into that spine and exhale, release. You're going to press back into a child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch. Sink the hips. And just take your hands to your lower back and make sure that you're breathing into the back of the rib cage here. So just taking 3 deep breaths. Really expanding, stretching the back of that rib cage. Gorgeous. Exhale, release. Begin to walk the hands back into your tabletop position. We're tucking the toes. And from here, we're going to come into our downward dog once again. Lift the hips high. Pedaling out the feet if you want, or finding stillness here. Just taking 3 deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Getting nice and comfortable. And once you've completed your third breath, begin to look between your hands, bend the knees, and gently step towards your hands. Sink the hips, and we'll take a small little chair pose. Sweep the arms up from the ground, open the heart, open the chest, press into the feet. See if you can sit down a little bit lower, sit down, and pressing into the feet, begin to come up to standing. Gorgeous. Taking the arms out wide. Palms face forward, come into your Tadasana. Lovely, strong, empowered pose. Mountain pose, spreading the toes wide. We're going to take the hands together in prayer once again. Inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Look towards your thumbs, get as long as you can. Exhale fully as you fold, swan dive forward, drop the head. Inhale, coming to your flat back, hands to shins or knees, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, folding, bend the knees, take the hands to the mat, gently stepping back into your high plank once again. Again, engaging the core, strong arms here, building the strength. Draw those heels back, squeeze the glutes, draw those thighs together. Take another deep breath here, and then you can take knees, chest, and chin to the ground again, or taking your chaturanga, bending the elbows, pressing down, coming to a line on your mat. Release the toes, scoop the chest forward, come into your baby cobra, or your upward facing dog. Beautiful, lovely back stretch. And gently exhale. Bend those knees and press back into your child's pose once again. Bring the big toes to touch. Sink the hips, drop the head, just grounding here. Take the palms together in prayer, and then place your prayed hands at the back of your neck. And you're going to walk your elbows forward on your mat, stretching those shoulders, melting the heart. 2 more breaths here. And exhale, release, beginning to walk the fingertips forward once again. Coming back into your tabletop position, we're going to tuck the toes and press it back to your downward facing dog. Draw those heels back. And again, finding that resting pose in your downward dog. See if you can draw your heels towards the ground. Taking 3 long, deep breaths here. Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. Stretching out the back of the legs. Keep lifting that tailbone high. Make sure there's not too much pressure on your wrists. Draw the weight back into your heels if there is. Balancing that weight. Give your head a little shake, yes. And then your head a little shake, no. Just releasing any tension in the neck here. Inhale, begin to look between your palms, bend the knees, and slowly step towards your hands, towards the top of your mat once again. Sink the hips, and we're going to sweep the arms up in your chair pose, Uttanasana once again. Reach the arms high, sit down, sit down. See if you can sit down another little bit, and then pressing into the feet, begin to come up to standing. Gorgeous, taking the arms out wide, draw those shoulders back. Palms face forward. Hands to prayer once again, and just holding here for a moment. Catch your breath, balance that inhalation and the exhalation, and we're just going to take 1 more sun salutation for our warm up. So inhale, reaching the fingertips. This time make it the longest one. Lengthen into your body as fully as you can. Look towards your thumbs, drop the head. Exhale, swan dive forward. Dropping the head fully. Inhale, hands to shins or knees, flat back. Bending those knees, exhale. Take the hands to the mat and step back into your high plank, last one. So taking your chaturanga here, or knees, chest, and chin. Coming down. Inhale, scoop the chest forward. Upward facing dog. Open the heart, open the chest. Take that lovely back bend, gorgeous. Great work, Maureen, lovely. Great flexibility there. Exhale, release, and pressing it back. Once again, we're going to come into our child's pose today. Sinking the hips. Again, just grounding here for a moment. 2 more breaths. Find that oceanic sound in your breath. Beautiful. And then coming back to tabletop position. And we're just going to step our right foot to the top of the mat between your hands. Sink that left hip. Sweeping the arms up. Open the heart, open the chest here in your low lunge. And exhale, taking the hands to prayer. Left elbow comes to right knee. Drawing the prayer hands to the center of the chest. Gorgeous. Exhale, coming back to center, and take both hands to the inside of that right foot. Begin to rotate the right knee above right ankle, bringing some movement into that ball and socket in the right hip. Rotate, go the opposite direction. And then you might want to heel toe that right foot out to the edge of the mat and to come into your lizard pose or go a little deeper here. So options, plenty of options. You can walk the hands forward, come down onto the elbows, or maybe one elbow drawing the right hand to the inside of that right knee and just opening up that right hip, pressing out that right knee, coming onto the outside edge of the right foot. Exhale, release. Walking the hands back, we're going to heel toe our right foot to the center of the mat. I'm going to take our runner lunge. So fingertips to touch here. Really sink that left hip, first of all, that left hip flexor. When you're ready, begin to straighten out that right leg. You can point the right toes or flexing that right ankle. Find stillness or keep your movement, keep your little flow going. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sinking it back. Just finding what your body needs again today. And enjoying the stretch here, enjoying that lovely hamstring opener, that left hip release, that psoas muscle, feel into that left quad muscle. Gorgeous. Just 2 more breaths here before we move on. Lovely. And we're simply just going to come back to the top of our mat. Take your hands, spread the fingers wide, and just step your right foot back in line with your left knee. So just coming back to tabletop position. We're going to take the opposite side now. So stepping that left foot forward, sweeping the arms, find your low lunge on this left side. Open the heart, open the chest. Exhale, hands to prayer. Right elbow comes to left knee now. And aiming to get the prayer hands to the center of the chest. So really drawing that left shoulder back. Lovely, that looks great. Take one last deep breath here. Lovely, coming back to center now. We're going to take both hands to the inside of the left foot. You might need to heel toe that left foot out a little bit. Begin to rotate left knee over left ankle. Really feel that movement from the left hip and notice the difference. Maybe both sides feel the same, or maybe both sides are very different for you. So for me, they are. So just noticing the difference in your body. Different days, different flexibilities. Okay, gorgeous. And then, so we're going to come into our lizard pose here. So you can walk your hands forward, come down onto your elbows. Maybe staying high, take the left hand to the inside of the left knee, just opening up that left knee, coming onto the outside edge of the left foot. And again, whatever is feeling good for you today, different days will be different. So just honoring your body, trusting your edge. One last breath here. And exhale, release, beginning to walk those hands back. We're going to heel toe that left foot now to the center of the mat, coming onto the fingertips. Begin to exhale, straightening out that left leg. You can keep the left foot planted on the ground or flexing that left ankle. Finding stillness, working that hamstring, lengthening it, or finding your flow here, moving at your pace. Noticing if you are encountering any discomfort or pain in your practice, where your mind goes when you encounter any agitation, or just really getting to know yourself and where your mind generally goes. Utilizing the breath as a tool to guide you through any pain or discomfort. Two more breaths here. Meeting back at the top of the mat. And we'll take our palms back down and gently just step that left foot back and come back to your tabletop position. Give your hips a little wiggle from side to side, maybe a little roll here. And we're going to tuck our toes in and find ourselves back in our downward facing dog. So spreading the fingers wide once again, tuck the toes, lift the tailbone up toward the sky, and just hanging out here for a few breaths, pedaling out the feet if you wish. We're finding stillness in your downward dog. And we're going to take our three-legged dog. So just dropping the head here, heel toe, the big toes to touch. There's a little gap between your ankles. And inhale, step that right leg up towards the sky as high as you can. Bring it up, see if you can kick it back a little further. And then bending that right knee, draw your right knee up towards the ceiling. Opening up that right hip. And we're going to make three big circles with that right knee. Drawing the right knee towards your left knee, making three massive circles here, as big as you can. Really opening up that right hip. Keep breathing. You got this. Beautiful. And then just dropping that right foot back. Big toes to touch once again. Find your breath, resting dog pose. And when you're ready, beginning to step that left foot up towards the sky as high as you can. Really doing the splits here. Bring that left leg as high as you can. And then bending the left knee, draw the left knee as high as you can towards the sky, opening up that left hip. And then taking those three big circles, left knee to right knee, really rotating here deeply from the hip. Not easy, keep breathing. Use that breath to get you through. Excellent. And then dropping that left foot once again back onto the mat, big toes to touch. And we're just going to slowly begin to, well, heel toe the feet out hip distance again, so there's a space. And just slowly begin to walk your hands towards your feet, walking the fingertips down towards your feet. Relaxing the shoulders here, just shake out your head, yes, and shake out your head, no. Give your shoulders a little roll. And slowly coming up to standing, and roll up, bringing the chin in toward the chest. And as you come to standing, just give your shoulders a little shake. Ooh. Lovely, and we're going to take our little dancer pose. So it's just stepping that right foot forward, or actually, sorry, before we do that, we'll come to the center of our mat. And we're just going to take our dancer pose for our balance. So bring your feet together, excuse me, and you're just going to bend your right knee. And then draw your right knee in line with your right hip. You can take your hands to your hips for balance. And slowly begin to open up that right knee, taking that out to the side. We're just bending the right foot and find your tree pose. So either bringing the right foot to the inner thigh or to the your inner calf, or just even on the ground like so. And just giving it a shot. Lovely. Find your balance. Okay, gorgeous. And then we're going to bring that right knee back to center, and we're going to draw the right knee in line with the left knee. And you're going to take hold of the inside of the right ankle. So just find your balance, take your time. Gorgeous. Now taking the left hand forward, again for balance, making a little mudra with your left hand, begin to kick back that right foot. And just take your time here. You can use a wall to practice on, or if you have a chair or something in front of you, just kicking back that right foot. And it doesn't matter how far you go, you'll feel the stretch from your shoulder and then eventually in the legs as well. Just something to play around with, to practice. Beautiful. Okay, we'll come back to center. Just give your hips a little wiggle. We won't take too long with the balancing business today. So bending that left knee now, just bring your left knee, take your hands to your hips, bring your left knee in line with the left hip. And you're just going to open up that left knee to the side. Excellent, yes. And you have this lovely flexibility there, Marie. So you can bend that left foot in towards it. You can hold onto your left foot, guide it into the inner thigh. That's your tree pose. Beautiful. We're bringing the left foot down to the, yeah, you've got it. So we've got our tree pose. Find your balance. Again, just something to play around with yourself. And then bringing that left knee back to center. Taking the left knee in line with the right knee. Take your left hand to the inside of your left ankle, so all on one side. And then just finding the balance. Again, this is a great one to play with. And if you do have a chair or a wall or something to hold on to. And I know you've got the flexibility in your legs as well. You mark that left foot and you'll feel it in your shoulder. Okay. Okay, so just something to always be working on. We're gonna bring our walk to the top of our mat. And actually before we do that, sorry, we're gonna stay long on the mat. Bring your toes in, heels out. Take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, inhale, look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips, take the hands up and over the head. Just gently rocking from side to side, feeling into those inner thighs. Exhale, bringing the hands to the hips and take hold of your big toes. Bend your elbows out and see if you can bring your head a little closer to the ground. Lift your tailbone high. Give your head a little shake, yes, and a little shake, no. Beautiful, okay. So we're going to take our right hand to the center of the mat. Reach your left fingertips up towards the sky, coming into a twist, look up towards the left hand. Deep breath. And exhale, release. Left hand to center of the mat. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky, look towards the right hand. Deep breath. Excellent, and release, dropping the head, now full breath. Bending both knees, and you can draw your heels in, toes out. It's more comfortable walking the fingertips over towards the right foot. Coming down in your side squat, straighten out that left leg, reaching the left fingertips up towards the sky, flexing that left ankle. Lovely side ninja. Exhale, release, beginning to walk the hands back to center and over towards the left foot. Bending into that left knee, straighten out the right leg as you come down, reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. Yes. Exhale, release, coming down. Walking the hands back to center again. Dropping the head, we'll take the hands to the hips, begin to look forward, bringing your spine to a nice flat back, and then pressing into the feet. Exhale, come up to standing. Draw the heels in. Sinking the hips here, just coming into a little squat. Inhale, draw your right heel off the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, left heel off the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, both heels off the mat. Come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, release. Draw both heels down. Sink the hips. Keep the shoulders over the hips, take the hands to the knees. Inhale, right shoulder to center. Exhale, release, shoulders back. Inhale, left shoulder to center. Exhale, release, gorgeous, pressing into the feet. Now come back to standing, heel toe the feet back to hip distance. And just begin to take a few hula hoops now, loosening out those hips. Gorgeous. And we're going to maneuver around now to take a squatting pose, and we're going to find our pigeon pose. So hands to purse, sweep the hips, feet as wide as the mat. Keep drawing the tailbone down. Try to keep your spine straight. Use your elbows to take your knees out, and just gently rock from side to side, coming up onto the tippy toes. Draw the tailbone down a little bit more. Elbows take the knees out. Lovely. Exhale, taking the hands to the mat and begin to lift your tailbone up high. And we'll just begin to heel toe the feet back, hip distance. And slowly step the feet back into your downward facing dog. So you can come into your pigeon from downward facing dog, or come into your tabletop position, drop the knees and take downward facing dog from tabletop. So whichever is more comfortable. Bringing the right knee to your right wrist, right foot to left wrist. Bending that right knee as much as you need to keep the back leg straight, your left leg nice and straight. Keeping the hips squared, and slowly begin to walk the hands forward, coming onto your elbows, drop the head. And completely surrender here. Taking a few deep breaths from the mouth, deep exhalations. Excuse me. Really releasing, letting go. Allow your whole body to melt towards the core of the earth. And notice if anything is coming up for you today as you take this deep emotional hip release. Witness your thoughts. Two more breaths here. Slowly begin to walk your hands back. Opening the heart, the chest, taking your back bend, drop your head back as you look, as your gaze draws up. Option to bend that left knee and maybe take hold of the inside of that left ankle. Lovely. Lovely stretch in the left quad. Excellent, Maureen. Lovely. Exhale, release. Kicking back that left foot once again. Spread the fingers wide. So you might bend your left knee, pressing into the hands, and come back into your tabletop or your downward facing dog. Opposite side. So we're taking the left knee below the left wrist, left foot below the right wrist. And then allow that left knee, that left foot to swing back as much as is comfortable. Keep your hips squared to the ground. Walking the hands forward. Fold and melt. Allow your head to sink towards the ground. And begin to breathe deeply into your pigeon. Notice the difference between this side of the body if there is any. And again, really witnessing your thoughts, decluttering the mind. Two more deep breaths here. Slowly begin to come out, walking the hands back. Open the heart, open the chest. Drop the head back, look up. Option to bend that right knee this time. Maybe taking hold of the inside of that right ankle. Lovely. Feel that lovely quad stretch. And exhale, release, dropping that right foot now. Taking the left hip to the ground, gently bending the right knee, draw the right knee around to meet the left. And extend the legs out nice and long. Remove the flesh from underneath the tailbone, flexing the ankles here, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, come into a lovely L shape. Take a deep inhalation, and as you exhale, slowly begin to hinge from the hips. Take your time coming down. Don't worry how bent your knees are. The knees will naturally bend. And just folding forward. Keep lengthening through the spine. So bringing the length through the back rather than so much. And bend the knees. Keep lengthening the back forward. And then let the head go. Bring the chin in towards the chest. Exhale, begin to look forward, slowly coming back to seated. And we're going to roll our spine down on our mat. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give your knees a big hug. And take one hand to each knee and begin to rotate the knees, making big circles here. Massaging out your lower back. Rotate, go the opposite direction. And then dropping the feet onto the ground as close to your body as you can. Taking the hands, palms facing down onto the mat, spread your fingers wide, and we're going to come into our bridge pose. So drawing your lower spine onto the ground, tucking your pelvis, pressing into the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky, coming right up onto the shoulders. So option to hold here, or take the hands together, interlace the fingers, and come up a little bit higher onto those shoulders. Keep opening the heart, opening the chest. Excuse me. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Squeeze into the glutes, draw the knees towards each other, as close to each other as you can without touching. Press into the feet one last time. And as you exhale, slowly begin to roll the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring the knees in towards the chest once again. And this time taking the hands behind the thighs and rocking in the opposite direction. Lovely. Give your back a lovely massage in this direction. Iron out any knots there may be. And then take hold of the outside of the feet and come into your baby pose. Bring the knees towards the armpits. Take hold of your big toes and take a final stretch of the legs here. Flexing and stretching out the legs as long as you can. Flexing the ankles. And then we're going to open up the legs in side splits. So take your feet as wide as you can. Keep breathing into those inner thighs. Don't worry if the knees are bent. And then do bend the knees, taking hold of the outside of the feet again. And just have a final little play here if there's anything else that your body needs. We will take a twist now as well, before we wind down. So bring the knees in towards the chest, take the arms out wide, hands facing up towards the sky, and allow your knees to fall to the right side. Look towards your left hand. Melt the shoulders down. Allow your whole body to settle in and take 3 full deep breaths here in your twist. Notice the constriction in your lungs and how they feel as you expand into them by your breath. Engage your obliques, draw your knees back towards center, in towards your chest, and across the body to the opposite side. Begin to look towards your right hand as you allow your knees to melt onto the ground. Soften the shoulders. Allow your body to come to stillness and find your 3 breaths on this opposite side. Exhale, release. Engage those obliques, knees back in towards the chest once again. And we're going to bring our feet, I should say, not our big toes, our feet to touch, and allow your knees to fall out to the side. Come into your Supta Baddha Konasana and just butterfly out the knees for a moment. Allow your palms to face towards the sky. Relax the chin towards the chest, just elongating the back of the neck. Ooh, take a big yawn if you need it, if it comes. And allow your knees to settle here. Begin to sway your head from side to side. Allow the back of the skull to get really heavy on the mat. And take a couple of deep inhalations. And as you exhale here, begin to let your practice go. As you exhale, soften the body, allow your full body to begin to release. Begin to take the legs now long, stretching out the legs down the mat. Allow your feet to fall out to the sides. Nice wide legs, hands face up towards the sky. And just settle in for your Shavasana. So your practice is over. Begin to release the physical movement that your body has just been practicing. And soften the face muscles. Take a little smile in your mouth just to release any tension. Excuse me. Soften your temples, your forehead, your cheeks. Unlock your jaw. Allow your throat to expand as you swallow. Soften the back of the neck as you bring your chin gently towards your chest. Relax your shoulders down through the elbows into the back of the hands. Soften your upper back down through your lumbar spine into your coccyx. Relax your heart. Let your belly go. Soften your hips, your pelvis, your glutes. And release any tension or tightness in the muscles in the legs. Allow your body to find stillness. And begin to find peace in your physical body as you surrender to this relaxation. This few minutes in your day where you can be completely still, focusing solely on your breath. And allowing yourself this time to go deeper into your Shavasana. Continue to surrender. Finding peace within your physical body as well as your mind. And accepting what is. Accepting this moment in time. Allowing your body to replenish. As we approach the shortest day and the longest night of the year, before we begin to bring the light back. And just begin to congratulate yourself for getting through these dark days. Honor your body. And begin to send yourself a lot of love and compassion. Especially to those areas where we tend to be very hard on ourselves. Begin to deepen your breath now. Awaken the body from within. And slowly begin to wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes. And gently roll over to one side, just curling up like a baby for a moment. And perhaps setting a little intention for this week ahead to be the best version of yourself, or whatever it may be for you this day, next week. It'll all be over. Just setting a little intention for the week ahead. Using your outer hand to gently push yourself up into a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll close our class with one Om. Inhale, prepare for Om. Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining and for practicing this evening. Oops.